Hello, hello, hello. Hello to everyone, and welcome to another edition of It's CPA Time. And whether it's your first time joining us or if you are joining us as a fan, we welcome you. And of course, it's CPA time, stands for the women who are members of this group. We're just a group of friends who love getting together, talking about the issues, talking with each other, seeing different perspectives. And we just hope that you all enjoy this video. First, CPA time stands for the three ladies that are a part of this group. We have the C, which is Carolyn Leslie.
Hey everyone, so glad to be here.
We have the P, which is myself, Pam. And of course, I greet each and every one of you. And then we have the A of the group, our Almeida.
Hello, everybody. Hey, how you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Before we get started, I just want to ask Carolyn, how was your day today?
I had a very busy day. I did chicken salad, and I tell you, on top of that, with the cookies, my feet are burning. I'm grateful, but I'm gonna soak my feet whenever we get off this Zoom.
For those who don't know, Carolyn, as well as having a full-time job, is a great cook.
Yes,
And
she
she
is.
has a lot of clients who enjoy her food, who enjoy her sweets. And we just love, love, love everything that she does.
And
Almeda, how was your day?
Well, my commute to work was in the rain today. So it was kind of dreary driving in, but work today was busy, 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 and busy. So I made it through, got home, spent some time with my husband, and now I'm here with my girlfriend. So it's been a blessing.
Whoop, whoop,
hey,
whoop,
all
whoop.
right.
Amen. I also had a busy day, but I am glad that we have pressed our way to get together this evening. It is such a blessing to be with each and every one of you. All
Yay!
right. So, to start off, we have a segment that we do, and it's called There's Only One Side, where we take a question, we read the story, and we give each of our perspectives on what this person may be able to do to solve their issue. Are you ladies ready to go?
I'm
Yes, we
ready.
are ready, ready, ready.
All right. Well, this question on There's Only One Side is titled Help. My friend is being controlled but in denial. My
Okay.
friend Jennifer, age 23, lost her parents at a young age and has since been controlled by her sister in law, Renee. I've brought this up to Jennifer several times, but she constantly insists that she doesn't believe that Renee is being controlling. I'll go into brief detail about what Renee does. One, she controls where Jennifer goes at all times. Two, she doesn't allow Jennifer to visit me or her other friends, supposedly due to COVID. But the thing is, she goes on several trips, but only if Renee tags along. She
Hmm.
is often told to go to stores, usually without a mask. And her nephews, Renee's sons, are allowed to go wherever and whenever they want. Three, she has control over Jennifer's trust fund left to her by her late parents. Renee most likely uses the fund to pay the mortgage on their home. Four, she doesn't allow Jennifer to have her car in her own name. They've convinced her that their, meaning the brother and sister-in-law, insurance will be increased by a tenfold and won't allow Jennifer to get her own insurance policy.
Okay.
Five, the mother-in-law, Renee's mother, sold Jennifer's first car, which was her late mom's car, without telling her. As a replacement, they bought her a less expensive and run-down vehicle and pocketed the leftover funds. And six, she tracks Jennifer's phone and throws fits if she goes anywhere unapproved. As a punishment, Renee takes away her vehicle and phone for days or weeks at a time. Again, my friend is 23. Please note that no, Jennifer has no disabilities. I've tried to detail this with proof, and my friend makes excuses. It's my belief that Renee is trying to force her into a position that when she turns 25 and can finally gain full access to the trust
Mhm.
fund, that the sister-in-law will either have gained complete control permanently or exhausted all of the funds. What can I do to help her understand? Wow,
Yeah.
there is a lot in this. We're talking about control. And Carolyn, let's start with you. What are your first thoughts on this issue?
First of all, I'm trying to see where this family came from. I mean, who are they related to? The Grinch or something? I mean, who exercises that much control over people?
I
And why?
believe, I
Go ahead.
believe this is the brother's wife, her brother's wife that seems to be in control of everything.
Okay, my question is, what's going on with Jennifer? I know it doesn't give us a lot of detail about Jennifer, just mainly how the other family or the in-laws are controlling her. I mean, first of all, if I were Jennifer's friend, I probably would recommend that she, start seeing a therapist because somewhere down the line she has you know, she's changed her position and giving someone else control over her life. So first of all, I would definitely be praying and trying to get her some help because that is crazy. Her trust fund and the mother-in-law sold the car without asking.
Mhm.
So not only that, Jennifer needs a good attorney, a good lawyer who will fight for her and to put that family back in their place because that is just too much. I've heard of in-laws being, dominant or controlling, but not to this level. This is on a whole nother level, you know.
You're
Mm.
you're right. You're
So
right.
is
Almeida,
Jennifer mentally retarded or mentally, does she have a mental condition or does it mention anything? I didn't hear it, but I could have missed it.
the only thing that was said was that Jennifer has no disabilities.
Mm.
Okay. So, okay. It's weird.
Carol, I'm sorry, Almeida, what do you think?
Okay. So let me clarify. Is it the sister-in-law or is it the mother-in-law? That's
It's
control.
sister-in-law that is in control of everything.
Okay, it's his sister-in-law that's in control. Okay.
Right. Her brother's wife.
Okay. So let's look at it this way. We only have one side of the story. So 23 is an adult, but
Mhm.
not really um full of life experiences in most cases. And depending on how close that brother was to her, if it's 2 years apart, 5 years apart, 10 years apart, if it's just, let's just say her brother's 10 years older than her. And so his wife is the same age as he is. She may see them as as her parental figure, and dad are gone. And so she may trust him because these things that I'm hearing is like she really trusts them a lot to give up that much. Before her parents passed away, she probably did not make a lot of major decisions without their input or without their advice. So she's likely still following the same line of reasoning. Um, I agree that it is too much. It is overbearing to have access to the trust fund, to make purchases. A vehicle is a large purchase that way, and just doing what they want to do. So it's taking away her freedom. It's taking away her rights to make a decision. And if you fear that she's going to make a bad financial decision if it was a whole bunch of money, I agree with Leslie. She needs legal advice so that parameters are put in place
Yeah.
in order for her to um in
Regain.
order for her to make better decisions.
Yeah.
She's gonna mess off some of it.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean, older people mess off money. So, but you can't control a person. You that's not right. That's just not right.
and if I had to add to that, I mean that was very good. That was a lot of insight. Um, could the husband have, before he passed away, could he have shared with them that she doesn't take care of her business? You know how
Oh,
you know how the husband might say, "Oh well, she don't know how to do this and she don't know how to do that," and so it seems like they automatically slid right on in there with that.
mm,
Like they maybe already had expected her not to. That's just another a thought to kind of inject into it, because it seems like the husband could have already told them she doesn't know how to do things, so everything I have to do for her.
mm.
So I don't know. It's
Okay.
weird. Mhm.
Well,
So
and it's
bear
like
with
we
me.
said with um having only one side of the story. I find it interesting. It says that Jennifer lost her parents at a young age. So, how young was she? I'm
Mm,
assuming it was, of course, under 18. And I worked for an attorney for a number of years. And when you have a minor, there is someone who is appointed
Mhm.
as your conservator, who is supposed to look out for your money. And there's rules to that. They can only use that money for your benefit.
Mhm.
And so it makes me wonder, and there's always an attorney involved in that. Someone uh, you have to file reports every year with the court.
mhm.
So who is looking after this girl's uh, finances besides the brother and sister-in-law who are apparently her conservators if they have control over this trust fund?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's just so much missing. But I agree with you, Carolyn. I agree with you, Leslie, that this girl needs to wake up, and pretty soon she's going to be 25, which apparently is when the trust will be released into her hands and out of the conservatorship,
Mhm.
um, which at that time the brother and the sister-in-law won't have any say in what she does. Um, but it's like you said, it's too much. It is too much.
Yeah.
She may be young, but she's still an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know,
Right.
is she going to college? You know, what is she doing in her spare time other than apparently running errands to the store?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Whew.
know.
Yeah. Lord.
So, do you think the friend has a chance of convincing Jennifer to take charge?
Well, I think one thing that would help the friend to have Jennifer consider it differently is just to have her to think about, how does this make you feel? Um, do you think that you should have to give permission to do X, Y, and Z?
Mm-hmm.
You're an adult. You are a human being. How does that make you feel? And go at it from that angle as opposed to telling her what she should do. Because then you go from my brother and his wife telling me what to do to you telling me what to do.
Right.
Just
Right.
think about what you want to do. Just think about what you want to do. So,
Mm. And one other point I'd like to pull out of this is that, you know, her nephews, her brother's children are able to do and go wherever they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what age they had custody of her, does she even know what is out there in the world that, you know, she can get a job, she can have friends, she can go to college, that it doesn't seem like that this girl has a handle on her future. Do you sense that, Carolyn?
I do. I go back to what Amita said, that she hadn't had, a chance to really experience life and all the, the logistics of life, because it sounds like, if I know we don't know the whole story, but it kind of sounds like she's loyal also,
mm,
to them. And sometimes when you're loyal, to a person or a company or a, or organization, you don't fight as much, because you kind of trust them, and in one sense, and you kind of look up to them.
Yeah.
And she could have been one of the wives that was clingy or needy, you know, to the in-laws or whatever. So we don't know. It just sounds like she just, like, hey, I'm here. Y'all just do whatever y'all want with me. I trust you, and somewhere down the line, I go back to also what I first said. The husband could have already enlightened them, that, she don't know how to do nothing. I gotta do everything. And it may be wrong for me to inject that kind of thought or perception into it, but something had to happen to. I would be scared to do that because of the legalities of it.
mhm,
Just that
mhm.
alone would make me just bag up from it. But those people seem to be real bold. Like Amita said, a car, that's a big purchase item.
Yeah,
You sell somebody a car without telling them, really? Well,
And
they
then
look good.
buy them a rundown car as a replacement.
yeah. It's finna be some.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Most young people, we want them to have a car in good working order, because they don't know anything about keeping a car.
Right.
So why don't you sell a good car and give her a
A
rundown?
worse car, right. I'm
Yeah.
like, Almedia now, it's about to be something now. It's going down. Meet me at the park. It's going down because that's unbelievable in a sense. It's unbelievable, but something is going on with it. It's either you said no disabilities because that's automatically where my mind went, but and then you gotta look at the age, like Amita said, she's still youthful and inexperienced, so she does may not know how to fight, but the friend, like Almeida said, take that approach and ask her, what do you want to do? What do you like? Do you think, it's okay for the people to have that much control over a person? Like Almeida said, I like that approach because it keeps the friend out of the control arena. It keeps her away from that. Yeah.
I think that's good advice that she needs to seek legal counsel
Mhm.
and get an impartial opinion of the situation that she's in, because we don't know how long they have been grooming her to
Right.
be this way, to not question, to just accept
Mm.
their authority, you know. And I feel for this person because money tears families apart. I
Right.
think
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
talked about that before, about how money um can control or can rule uh situations on how
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
treat each other. Because if her trust fund is huge, they are going to, her brother and sister-in-law are going to fight tooth and nail to keep control.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I guess just to wrap it up, Jennifer, tell your friend that she needs to seek legal counsel. She needs to have a consultation with an attorney who can give her impartial advice on how to handle this situation. Do
Oh,
we
so
have
the
any?
friend name is Jennifer, not the actual, not the victim, but the friend is Jennifer. I thought Jennifer was the victim's name.
Mm.
Sorry. Yes, Jennifer is the victim, and Jennifer
Okay.
needs to seek advice
Okay. I got
outside
you.
of her friend,
Yeah.
since she
Right.
listens to what her friend is saying.
Okay.
Get impartial advice,
Yeah.
and then she'll be able to make a decision on what to do next.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so. Okay. Well, I appreciate your perspectives on this question, and we only have one side, but hopefully we've either given her some good advice, or for anyone in a similar situation, seek legal counsel.
Yeah. Please do.
All right. With that being said, we will step into today's topic. Today's topic is on the subject of gaslighting, and that is all one word, gaslighting. And before we start, I just want to ask my co-host, have you heard the term gaslighting?
Yes.
Yes, but it was just only recently that I've heard it and got an understanding of it.
All right. Um, I first heard about gaslighting, at least that specific term, many years ago. I love black and white movies. What is it? TCM, Turner Classic Movies. That
Mhm.
is my go-to, or it used to be. Um, I don't have that channel anymore, but that was my go-to channel. I love the black and white movies. And I watched a movie called Gaslight. It was made back in 1944, and it starred Ingrid Bergman and Charles Boyer. And uh, this movie is where the term gaslighting originated.
Mhm.
In this movie, Charles Boyer married Ingrid Bergman with the hopes of locating the treasures and riches that were left to her by a famous aunt. And as he was searching for these treasures, he did things to make Ingrid Bergman think she was losing her mind.
Mm.
You know, she would say, well, of course, this movie was 1944. It was a period piece, and they had gas lights in all the rooms. And the lights would dim whenever he would be sneaking around trying to find this treasure. But when she would say, you know, something's going on, I'm hearing strange noises in the walls, and the lights are dimming, and he would tell her, oh, you're just imagining it. There's something, nothing's going on. That's not what happened. And she would think that she had lost things, but it was him moving and hiding them. You
Mm.
know, he was like, I know I put this on this particular table or whatever, but it's not there. Oh no, you didn't. You didn't put that there. You just don't remember. You just you just don't remember. But he had gotten her to the point to where she couldn't even believe her own eyes. She couldn't believe uh her own understanding, and she started to question herself. And so um that type of thing has been happening in the past, and it continues to happen today.
Mhm.
Uh, Hence the term gaslighting.
Mm.
Uh, when you know, okay, I looked outside and the sky is blue. Oh no, it's not blue. That sky purple. What's wrong with you? Don't you see that purple sky? Uh,
No.
I thought it was blue. Oh no, that sky is purple. What's wrong with you? Do we need to get you some help? And so, and you start to question, well, maybe the sky was purple today. Maybe I missed it. Um, but we're seeing that a lot in today's media, especially with our political arena. Uh, Someone even called when Donald Trump was president. They named him the gaslighting in chief.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Because even though you saw it for yourself,
Exactly.
and even though scientists were telling you, uh, 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 you know, he would contradict and say, "Oh no, 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 no." I mean, does anybody remember the bleach comment? How bleach could kill COVID, and maybe we should buy
Mm.
drink bleach.
Mm. Mm. And not that. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right, exactly. Um, I'm interested to know, now that I've touched on the topic of what gaslighting is. Um, do you see that in uh today's society? Whoever wants to jump in first. Almeida, let's hear you.
I knew you were gonna call me first.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So gaslighting is painting a false narrative
Yes,
to gain control. And it's
Mhm.
usually gaining control of someone's mental state
yes.
to get them to second guess themselves, even to go a little bit further than second guess. It's like they become paralyzed in decision making because they can't trust their own thoughts. So, um, yeah, it does exist in society. Um, because it exists in society because when there are times that you want to paint a rosy picture about something or somebody, then you start the false narrative and you get people to support that thing. Um, and it's usually to sway somebody who has influence, who has money, who has power, who has authority, or you want to be that person that they all come to for decision making, and you want the power. So yeah, it happens in society, in groups. It even happens in friendships. It even happens in friendships. So if one of you ladies is dating somebody that I really don't like, then I'm gonna get the other one. I'm a tell the other one the bad things about that person. And we all got some faults, but I'm gonna exaggerate to the point that you believe that the other girlfriend doesn't need to be with him. He's not the best person for her. And we got to get her away from him. And it could all be because I just I just don't want her to have a boyfriend right now. Even though I got a husband. Because I want to control her spare time.
Right.
Because if she gets a boyfriend, then when our girlfriend time gonna come in? even though I got a husband. So that was a very simplistic one. There was but it happens in relationships. Both sides. The man is domineering or the woman is domineering to control the money in the relationship, to control the access. And most of the time when this gaslighting happens, it's borderline narcissistic. So they cut the person off from the family, the friends, the colleague, the work colleagues, and they feel isolated.
Yeah.
And they think they losing their mind, but they ain't crazy. They ain't crazy. So I think the person who does the gaslighting has insecurity issues because they just want to control. That's my 2 cents. I don't know. I don't even know if that's my 2 cents.
No, that's
sticking to
good.
it.
That's good.
Look, I'm all in. I'm enjoying that. So yeah, I'm all in. I promise you, I'm all in. That was really good.
Yeah. Because and sometimes people don't even know that they're doing it because they've been in environments where that's the norm. You controlling somebody. You know, people are humans and they can think for themselves.
And actually, that happened to me recently.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't realize it until after it happened, where I believe a person that had ulterior motives
Okay.
and said some things to get me to feel the way that they felt. And I didn't realize it at that moment until I heard them using the same discussions, uh, the same reasoning that was given to me. I heard it told to other people.
Okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, why did they say that to this person? And then turned around, oh, hold on. They said that to this person as well. What's going on? And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until, and then, the light bulb went off and like, wait a minute. You're trying to manipulate a situation. And I had already given you guys this topic, and then for it to turn around and to actually happen
What?
in my face, and I'm like, oh my God. so
So Pam,
I
did you go back to the person?
I did not. I did not.
Okay.
Because by that time it was too late and to change anything. So I left it alone, and
Okay.
I didn't bring it back up. But now I know,
Okay.
you know, this person has shown me a side of themselves that I won't forget.
Okay.
And but it's just, and I wonder, is the manipulation something that uh I guess it is something that just, it's been happening for for ever, probably, as long as there've been humans on this earth, but it comes with different names.
Mm.
You know, we have what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. You guys are the same age as me. You remember the USSR, when Russia
Mm-hmm.
used to be called the USSR, and back
Yeah.
then they called it propaganda.
Right.
All the lies that Russia used to say about what they were doing and what the United States was doing. And, we had the whole Cold War. And now, we're back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Russia has, President Putin has signed a law that if you call this war with Ukraine a war or an invasion, they will put you in jail.
Mm.
It is a special military operation.
Mm.
Okay.
I can't say all that.
Yeah,
Mm.
if you call it anything other than a special military operation, you will go to jail. And
Mm.
um, so, I mean, isn't that a form of gaslighting as well?
You know,
Carolyn, have you ever experienced gaslighting in your personal relationships? Or she nods her head. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
What did you do in that situation?
Well, sometimes reality does sit in or set in. And I won't say who I was in the relationship with, but one of the things that this guy used on me was he knew that I would forget things, or I mean, to me, he kept trying to distort my thinking. Just say, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, I knew I had $80 in my purse, 4 20s. The next day, I may have 3 20s.
Mm.
Now, baby, you
Mm.
know how you are now. You know how you are. I bet you didn't have a 60 in there. And for a long while, promise to God, a long while, this is a true story. I believe that, maybe so, because loose money, when I break money, I just throw it over my purse. Sometimes I don't even put it in my wallet. He said, I'm willing to bet you only had 320s. I said, well, maybe so. And so this happened so much. One of the biggest evidence of it was me getting to church. And I would just go in and grab money. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just put this, just say for instance, I want to put this 20 in. I might grab a 10. And I might say, no, I want to put 20 in. Like, wait a minute, I know I had 20 in my purse. And I was like, oh, I knew I had a 20 because I saw it. But this guy kept telling me, baby, you know how your mind is. You know how you forget stuff. I don't think you had a 20. He said, I bet that 10 looked like a 20 to you.
Wow.
So, and literally I cried so when I actually caught him with his hand in it. Because it answered all the questions, that I had. I was like, I'm not crazy. I'm a little forgetful. I don't do dates well. I don't do none of that. Time and dates, I just don't, for some reason, I don't have that down pat. And so he studied me like you study a book. And he knew what my weaknesses were. And until he gave me some hot, what's the toddy thing with the whiskey and the peppermint?
You're right.
Hot toddy.
Hot toddy, yeah. And 2 packs of Theraflu. But he only told me, he gave me 2 packs later. And so I would say the good Lord woke me up, because behind that, you can't wake up behind 2 packs of Theraflu, some, a glass of liquor and all that. And so when I woke up, his hand was down in there. And so I rub my eyes and I sit up in the bed like this and I say, oh. And he slumped the purse behind the bed. And I said, why do you have your hand down in my purse? Now, see that, babe? There ain't enough of that medicine messing with you. I did not have my arm, and I know what I saw. He was just that good. If I had been a little bit closer to the edge, he would probably have me committed or something, because nobody believed me. Like nobody. Because everybody would say, man, he's so good. Does he have a brother? And he had fixed the public's eyes so good that even my coworkers were like, man, do he have a brother? And so he was just that good at his game. So what he did was sit and watch me and study me, and he learned me. So, and I cried like a baby, like, could somebody really do you like that? And yes, that's one experience. Another experience, you was talking about Putin. He is something else to me. He's something, because he knows, can I say war, Pam? They're not going to get me. He knows he has no intention of turning back from taking over Ukraine.
Right.
But he's having peace talks. But now, how crazy is this? You're having peace talks, but you're still moving in on Ukraine. So you're sitting there trying to look. He has such a big ego and an image of to uphold that he don't want nobody to say, well, he know now he dirty, but he know he's not. He know he's not going to stop till he take over.
Yeah.
And so, but in the mornings he having these peace talks with Ukraine, like he really wants to stop it. So nothing has changed with him. Just like she said, he don't want you to say war. He wants you to say what? Military what?
Special military operations. Okay.
I had already got okay.
That's on a greater scale. And one more I have that I don't like, and it bothers me a little bit. The Republicans, they don't want Biden to do anything with student loan, because they said if he cancels student loan debt, we already in trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. So that's the biggest gaslighting mess I've ever heard in my life. If he cancels student loan debt, we still, the United States still in debt. but they're saying they don't think he should do that. But yet there are some Republican students who are going to school who wish their student loans were canceled. But you got the Republicans up there because they want to come down on Biden so bad. Now they're saying that's stupid what he's doing. We already in debt. If you cancel that, how are we going to pay off our debt? That's not the way to do it for sure. And so you see on such a grandeur scale. Okay, I'm done because that one is very touchy with me because I'm praying on that one. So when I see that they're trying to gaslight America and make it look like Biden don't know what he's doing, he has a heart, and I think what's going to happen in May, that where we're supposed to start paying back our federal loan, I see that the U.S. Department of Education did send out a letter saying don't ask the students about paying the money back right now, don't bother them. To me, it's getting ready to be pushed back again. So I still see God working. It's gonna keep on until we're gonna get these student loans canceled. What's gonna happen? Okay, I'm done.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because if you're not collecting, if people aren't able to pay and you're not collecting, then what are you losing?
Right.
You know, those are just dollars on paper. You're not collecting
nothing, right?
So, you know, like you said, get us out of debt. Get us out of debt and let us be able to contribute to the economy, to buy houses, to buy cars, to buy appliances, to, keep our economy moving and going.
Well, one good thing is not a big thing. It's not a big thing. You know how you go to buy a house and you got to pay that 1%, the FHA, that 1%. So now they're thinking about doing a 0.5. That ain't a lot. I calculated and I'm like, oh, we need to do more than that, because where if I owe $19,000 in student loan debt and I gotta pay $1,900 on mortgage, and then now not the 1%, but 0.5. We need more than that. They're doing things, but they're not doing enough.
That's $9,500, which for a lot of people is still a big amount that they can't meet.
So you know how baby wants his bottle, but the mama getting the pacifier. That's all they doing, just pacifying us little by little. Keep like, oh, we are doing something.
You better say it, girl. You better say it.
It's crazy.
You better say it.
Okay.
So Almedia,
I have probably had a lot. I have probably had a lot of gaslighting experiences. I probably have had a lot of gaslighting experiences that I'm not brave enough to share with the world right now. I got through them. And it was relationships. It was past relationships. Romantic relationships.
It can be something simple. Have you ever had somebody tell you that you shouldn't wear that color? That color doesn't look good on you. You should wear something else.
Yeah.
And then later on, they're wearing the color.
Right.
They're wearing the same color. It happens in every aspect of life.
Yeah, that has happened. That has happened before. That has happened before. Or somebody say, well, you really don't want to go to this place for vacation. But
I know what you're gonna say.
But that's where y'all went.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't want to go till I started talking about it. Then y'all end up going there. Oh, okay. So that's how we gonna roll. Okay. Okay then.
I actually had a lady to tell me, I was telling her about Vegas. I said that's on my bucket list. And she was like, you don't want to go. But they go all the time. They still go. And she said, you don't want to go because when I tell you it's so much sin and it's this, and I look, y'all still going now. So, I want
And
to
got
go
matching
and see some
and
of this
got
bad
matching
stuff.
shirts on, okay?
Yeah, right. So like, if you know, if you don't have a good, strong mind, you know, the way that this world is going about now, it's like nothing phases, you know, people with a mindset like that. It's scary to be around those people because they always figuring out, especially in a boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship, they always figuring out how they can get over on you, how they can.
Yes. It's terrible.
Yeah. And I'm like, how could I have been that dumb? I was asking myself today, Carolyn, you just, how could you miss it? It's like my reality was I know it, but I didn't want to see it. You know, I didn't want to know it. You know, because for one, I was, ashamed, and somebody might say, well, I told you from the beginning that guy, and so you don't listen, but you ask yourself, where was your
But
mind at that point?
I think Cedric the Entertainer said it best on the Kings of Comedy. He said, we as Black people live on the wish
Yeah,
principle.
I wish I just like that. I wish I would.
We wish.
And the white people live on the hope.
Yes, they hope. But we
And
live
we
on
wish.
the wish.
Yeah. I just watched it
We
2 nights, maybe 3 nights ago. Again
we
for the
just
100th
wish.
time.
We just wish that the people that we are dealing with, in all honesty, that they are dealing with us on the same honest principle.
Right.
Just wish you would deal with me the way I am dealing with you. We wish.
We do. Right.
I'm
That,
gonna have
that,
to watch it tonight.
that's a good way to end this
That's a good way to
segment.
end it, ain't it? Yeah. Make
I'm gonna
laughter out of it. We need it. Make laughter out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, um, I know my hope is that people will uh, learn to trust their own mind, learn to trust what you see and what you hear, and to know that you have a solid mind. You have your own ideas, your own opinions.
Preach.
We need to stop letting people lead us by the nose and uh and doubting our own selves. We need to stop doubting ourselves. So, Almeida, do you have a parting word for us on this topic?
Trust your own mind. Trust your own mind.
Amen. How about you, Carolyn?
Even if you feel like she said, trust your own man, but even if you feel like somebody's gaslighting you, don't be afraid to challenge it, because you can come out on top with it. And a lot of people don't challenge stuff like that because, well, I am forgetful. I do make a lot of mistakes, or, I mean, he's right. I hope. So,
I
Yeah,
love
mean,
y'all.
we need to
I
challenge
just
it.
love y'all.
Yeah, I know. We need to stand up and challenge those kind of behaviors, because if we don't, it's going to happen to the next person and the next person, you know. And we need to warn people that there are people in this world who, who would do that. We need to
Mhm.
warn, I cannot say that word, other people about our experiences, so we can kind of cut off the gaslight, let him light
Mhm.
itself up, blow itself up, instead of trying to blow somebody else's reality up. Yeah,
mhm.
blow him up or her.
I,
Mhm.
yes, blow that person up.
Right, that person.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes, blow that person up and blow them out of your life.
Amen.
Blow
Amen.
them out of your life.
Amen.
Well, we have come to the end of another edition of It's CPA Time. And I just want to thank my beautiful co host, Almedia Johnson. Thank you, thank you, thank
I
you.
enjoyed.
Me
And
too.
Carolyn Leslie. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Pam. I love the way you say my name. Supposed to say Carolyn. Almeda says it right too. She says it real good. Carolyn, so Carolyn, and I just love the way y'all say my name. For some reason, it just resonated with me. Y'all just gas
Oh.
me with my name. So,
Probably because we use the R. I'm sure most people say Carolyn,
Carolyn
Carolyn, Carolyn.
Mhm.
or Caroline.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. But challenge that behavior. Even if
Amen.
you're on the edge, go ahead and challenge it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Seek advice, seek other opinions, and trust your own mind. And on
Mhm.
that note, I am Pam Norals, and we hope to see you on our next edition of It's CPA Time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you for joining us.
Thank you.
Mhm.